Over 170 wins. Here comes the former world super middleweight champion who only controversially lost his title and with it his undefeated record. Basically, Chudinov hasn't really lost. He's skillful, he's hard, and he's desperate to reclaim his position, Carl, as the WBA king.
Well, he is desperate. I mean, what a title, WBA super middleweight world title. And Chudinov, he will be confident that he can do the job. He's seen George Groves fail on 3 attempts at becoming world champion. And we see what he brings.
And now making his way to the ring, the St. George Groves.
I see the stand, black greyhounds in the slips, straining on the start. The game is afoot. Follow your spirit and upon this child's cry. God of Mary, England and St. George.
Reception after a prestigious amateur career and 8.5 years as an exciting and unpredictable pro. The hard-hitting Hammersmith stylist has only lost 3 of 28, all in previous world title cracks. Is this finally the night when it all comes together for St. George Groves? For so long an enigma, for so long a burning, almost hateful rival for you, Carl, and now a 4th opportunity in a little bit of last chance saloon, and he can't wait to get to the ring.
It is almost his last chance saloon. He's certainly got the skills and the capabilities. He's fell short, you know, and I say fell short, he's been stopped twice, but he was split decision against Badou Jack, and he's shown and he's proven that he belongs at world level. And I've really got a good feeling for George Groves this evening. I've got a feeling that, you know, he's going to finally take his WBA world title strap. And Chudinov is not going to be enough for George Groves when George Groves is on form. And, you know, with the Shane McGuigan, I've seen him get better and better every time he fights. I'm expecting the old Groves, the Groves who beat James DeGale, who gave me a torrid time in the first fight.
Both 29, but Groves with the height advantage, tapped in to that 12-stone limit. He's been around the same amount, but more experience as an amateur, really, certainly at a higher level, and as a pro. Both can punch, though, good knockout percentage ratio for Groves and for Chudinov. Groves is a favourite, 9-2 on Chudinov, 7-2 against 8-11 on points for Groves. Surely his greatest hope of being crowned a world champion, but it could be mighty tough.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to beautiful downtown Bramall Lane here in Sheffield, England. where tonight, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing presents, in association with Team Sauerland, our co-feature of the evening. Sponsored by BetSafe, StubHub, and JD Sports. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Steward in charge, Alistair Hayes. The World Boxing Association. WBA President Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. Supervisor from Denmark, Jesper Jensen. The timekeeper at the bell is Peter Humphrey. Our 3 judges scoring. From Italy, Stefano Carrozza. From the United Kingdom, Terry O'Connor. From Belgium, Philippe Verbeke. And the referee in charge of the action at the bell, Steve Gray. And now, 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with gold and officially weighing in at 11 stone, 13 pounds, 6 ounces. As a professional, he has 15 fights, 14 victories, including 10 big wins by knockout, only 1 defeat. From Bratsk, Russia, coming Gospoda, the former WBA Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Fedor Chudinov. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with red letters, officially weighing in at 11 stone, 13 pounds, 6 ounces. As a professional, 28 fights, 25 victories, including 18 wins by knockout against 3 defeats. From Hammersmith, London, England, the WBA International Super Middleweight Champion. He's the Saint, St. George Gold.
Okay, boys, if I call break, you take 1 step back. No punches around the back of the head. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
In the much-loved, always searingly competitive 12-stone division, a crucial match for the vacant WBA Super Middleweight crown, pitting London's long-time hope, the popular and still at times controversial George Groves, in with the strong, robust and decent Fedor Chudinov. Their losses only at the highest level. 28 knockouts shared between them. Some spectacular too. There's a variety of skills in there. Should be a cracker in your old weight class.
It should be. We're expecting a good fight. I'm expecting a solid, sharp and strong performance with plenty of right hands early on from George Groves. I think he needs to come out and make a statement. Chudinov, quite a solid fighter. You see here, not taking a step backwards, nice tight high guard. But Groves needs to make some kind of impression early.
Already utilising the ring, George Groves. Mobility, angles, and that jab that the Sauerland brothers, his promoters, were talking to me about earlier, is absolutely vital. What of Chudinov, though? He's pretty good all round. He's strong. He can hit, but he can be hurt. And Groves, with a very fast start, accurate shots. And already some reddening around the right eye of Chudinov, who elects to go to Groves' body.
Nice right hand landed there from George Groves. Didn't seem to have much of an effect from Chudinov. It's early on. He seems solid and strong, but not much head movement. A bit square, a bit upright, a little bit novice-y at times. But you can see he's solid and tough.
Looks quicker, Groves, though, doesn't he? Already, he's got those long levers as well.
Yes, he's got fast hands, he's got a sharp jab. He looks for that counter right hand. But Chudinov just not taking a step back here.
Did find himself down early on in that third attempt out in Vegas against Badu Jack, which was so tight, and a right hand from Chudinov. And we know about Groves' vulnerability.
Does seem very solid, Chudinov here early on. Just able to walk forward, march forward, back Groves up, and the counter punches that have hit him haven't seemed to have much effect.
That's why the West London is always so exciting. You never know quite what you're going to get in a Groves fight. All action, supreme skills.
Groves looking to hold there as soon as they came together. It's not, I mean, it's only round one, but it's not the best sign. The referee warning him there.
Chudinov strong. Is he robust with those broad shoulders? Trying to back Groves up, who's really hectic and fast in this first round. Jabs from Chudinov. Very exciting already, isn't it?
Very exciting. Chudinov just marching forward, he looks solid. Them vertical forearms, almost like the Russian amateur style, but it's strong and solid and effective. He almost looks like he can't penetrate that guard. I mean, Groves has landed some good, accurate shots, but he's on his back foot here, and Chudinov able to just march forward.
He's standing with him as well, Groves.
Groves having to work hard here on his back foot, really having to work, but his punch is not seeming to have much of an effect.
What an interesting opener.
Just frustrate him, all right? Keep it as much in the centre of the ring as possible. When you take that jab and take that right hand away from him, you've got space. When you're against the ropes, all right, he's throwing 3s and 4s. Yeah. Just frustrate. You're firing back far too much. Okay. Pick one shot, little nudge on the inside. No more than 2, all right? Yeah. 1 or 2 shots on the inside. Okay. Come on, we got to frustrate this guy early. Frustrate, take everything away from him. Yeah. All right? 20 seconds. You're loading up way too much. Nice and sharp. Okay. Nice and quick. Come on. Yeah. Shake your legs out and get yourself going.
The voice of Shane McGuigan, Adam Booth, George Groves' initial trainer, is sat just behind us.
Couple of shots there seem to trouble George Groves on his back foot, landing his fair share of counters, but Groves there looking for the hold immediately as they came close together.
What an enticing, exciting first 3 minutes for the vacant WBA super middleweight title. The predominantly black trunks of George Groves, the gold on the waistband of Fedor Chudinov from Russia, both 29. Really good matchup on paper. Chudinov looks strong and tough, certainly in the last part of that first round, and it's a hectic pace from Groves, isn't it?
It is. I think he's being forced to work though. I mean, Chudinov putting him on his back foot. He's working here when he doesn't really want to work.
Just got shoved off though, Groves.
Looking really strong, Chudinov, as he backs Groves off. He just looks physically strong, and the shots from George Groves just seem to bounce off his gloves. He's got a nice jab, Groves. He wants to make a bit of room, get himself in the centre of the ring and try and box and counter-punch. He doesn't want to be on his back foot because this pressure will get to him.
Yeah, where's the sharp jab and the ring mobility that he used against Martin Murray recently, George Groves? As Chudinov tries to hold the centre of the ring, gloves high, that Eastern European style, so effective.
Very basic and almost predictable from Chudinov, but just solid and strong, and he's able to just deflect George Groves' attacks off them vertical forearms.
What he said to us just after his workout on Wednesday in the centre of Sheffield was that he doesn't make as many mistakes, that his defence is better than Groves.
Well, it's quite basic, but he might be right there. There's not many mistakes, there's not much room for error in the way in which he fights, and you'd only get away with this kind of style if you're strong, and he does look strong. Physically, he looks strong.
Right hand from Groves.
Groves needs to do this, push him back, try and get that body shot going, that hook to the body, try and get behind that jab, but Chudinov, his jab there being effective, landing square flush on the face of George Groves as he backs up.
Swinging with the right hand, Groves, but there's
desperation in Groves' work. I know it's only early on, but when he's on his back foot, he's throwing that counter and not really having the desired effect which he'd like.
That's better from Groves.
Yeah, good bit of work.
And suddenly finds Chudinov's chin.
Good work from Groves there, landed a couple of nice shots, but Chudinov just responds immediately.
It is non-stop in the early part of this world super middleweight title fight. Really absorbing to watch. Looking for the body again. Chudinov, Groves hunting with the left hook to the head, leather flying in. $27,000 here tonight in Bramall Lane, waiting for Sheffield's hero, Kell Brook. But what a warm-up world title fight we have first. George Groves and Fedor Chudinov.
Out, round 3.
Already the makings of an absolute cracker. Third round, is it one apiece? It's already difficult to score, isn't it?
I think it is one apiece. The first round, Chudinov just backing Groves up and landing the more effective punches, but Groves there getting behind his jab effectively. His counter punching was good. I was impressed with him there in round 2. It was a close round. He was on his back foot. Can he maintain that pace? But he certainly took round 2 on my card, Groves.
Judges from Belgium, Italy and Britain, our own Terry O'Connor just in front of us. Steve Gray, the referee. As they get straight down to it again, these two. What will Shane McGuigan's tactics be? Because it seemed like Groves was determined for a real statement in that early stanza.
I think the tactics would be for Groves to use that sharp jab and box into the movement, but when you're under relentless pressure and you're constantly on your back foot, you need to try and land an effective shot, and he did that in round 2. Groves landed a couple of nice counter punches, but Chudinov, at the minute, he's just not going anywhere.
Trying to break the spirit of Groves early, Chudinov. He was so good against Frank Buglioni and very impressive in the 2 battles with Felix Sturm. A controversial defeat, and then Sturm failed the drugs test, so really shouldn't be a loss on the record. Out to reclaim his belt. And George Groves hoping, after so long, to get that title, to call himself a world champion. You think he deserves that almost, don't you, Carl?
I do, yeah. I think he's worked hard over the last few years for his professional career. He's had some good success. Let's not forget he beat James DeGale. He's had 3 cracks at the world title. He's landing some nice, effective shots here, George Groves, on his back foot. Chudinov still putting that pressure on, but he's on the end of some eye-catching stuff from Groves. Nice jab, nice counter punch. He's relaxing a little bit now more, George Groves, but this is still a tight affair.
Good uppercut went in from Groves. Most people saw this as a long fight. Maybe Groves would win it on the outside, boxing skills, but it's already meaty, tasty, up close and personal. Good right hand from Groves. He has got power, as you found out, certainly in that first fight.
I certainly did, and there's a nice right hook there, but just does not seem to be affecting Chudinov. This pace and this pressure will affect Groves more in a negative way than it will do for Chudinov down the stretch. I mean, Groves having a good round, but on his back foot here, having to take some shots, replying nicely under relentless pressure. But at what point does this break?
Trying the uppercuts out again, Groves. Marked up Chudinov.
Stay side on the inside, all right? Stop pushing him off with your arms. Use your body weight to push him off. And in between when you get the ropes, nice and sharp with your feet, all right? Just pick your feet up. Yeah. Step, 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 move around. Nice and sharp with the jab, all right? Start bringing the right hooks to the body in at distance now, not just on the inside. Okay. All right? Yeah. Commit to the shot.
Welcome back. Boxing booming. Another good fight for you. Developing here. Fedor Chudinov swarming all over George Groves.
Well, yeah, but Groves having some nice counter-punching success. in rounds 2 and round 3 for me. Chudinov
round 4.
not really showing any signs of slowing down. And if this pace carries on, if he can keep this pressure going, Groves is really going to be asked questions, and he better hope that his fitness is there, because he'll need it down the straight if this fight goes that far.
A sizzling tempo, helter-skelter stuff here in Sheffield as these two go into battle again. George Groves from Hammersmith in fight number 29, Fedor Chudinov from Serpikov in Russia in his 16th outing. Been inactive. Can't really tell that, though. Both of them have drilled themselves into tip-top shape. Rack number 1 and 2, top quality.
Great body shot there from George Groves, and another left hook to the body. That's what he's going to need to try and do.
There's a cut left eye of George Groves.
I think the heads have come together there. Chudinov is seeing that cut, and now he's applying pressure.
And Groves is bloodied here in the 4th round. Something had to give. And Chudinov aiming for that with his right hook. Back comes Groves.
Good right hooks.
Beautiful right hand from George Groves. Has he got the extra firepower in there? Chudinov, a bit of a sitting duck. And a body shot as well.
Nice body shot from Groves, and he'll add some nice overhand shots as well, some nice hooks to the head. Applying pressure here, but Chudinov still not taking a step back.
Blood pouring from the left eye. And this is a right old scrap. Another super middleweight dust-up. Another exciting fight that George Groves is involved in. Will he come out on the winning end?
Well, I'm trying to work out if Chudinov looked a little bit shaken up when that right hook landed earlier, because he took a step back and had a little breather. Like you said, he was a bit of a sitting duck momentarily, but he may have recovered. But these body shots, great work from George Groves to the body of Chudinov. Right uppercut, looking for it again, and they're the shots that will slow Chudinov down. Again, good work from George. I'm really impressed with this. Educated pressure. I think he's hurt Chudinov here.
Yeah, body shots, good right hand from Groves. Chudinov taking a great deal of punishment here in the 4th round. It's a dramatic one. What a fight we have. Chudinov standing strong. Groves trying to look for another humdinger.
Groves being made to work, and he really is working well. He's responding to the pressure, the relentless pressure of Chudinov, who seemed to be shaken a couple of times, but he's still there, he's still coming. Only time will tell how them body shots have affected him. Great round that was, very, very good round. But Groves takes that one for me.
Head clash causing the cut.
Unfortunate there for Groves. It was accidental from Chudinov. Just slipped in low there with her head. Groves taking the cut, acknowledging it, but responded really well. Big right hook there. I mean, you see the strength and the determination in Chudinov's eyes as he takes that right hook. I'm not sure if he's just soaking up them. Let's just go to the corner here, Shane McGuigan.
When you bust him to the body, he brings his hands down. He doesn't move his feet when he's hurt to the body. Yeah. Whip him around the head, start getting respect to the head, and then the body will come. Right? Come on, this can be easy, all right? Yeah. You're making it hard work for yourself, all right? Light and fast, all right? Yeah. The power's there.
He's making it hard work, but he's making it a really good watch, George Groves. So is Fedor Chudinov, who was buoyed up by Alexei Galiv in the red corner alongside us. Carl Frampton here, part of Shane McGuigan's stable to support George. I've seen Barry as well at ringside. I'm sure David Hayes watching somewhere. Adam Booth just behind us. A lot of British boxing willing George Groves to become a world champion, and he's doing it the hard way, because Fedor Chudinov is every bit in this fight.
I think Groves has got no choice but to do it the hard way. I mean, he's being backed up and being put under relentless pressure. Chudinov not taking a step back. And when you're in front of an opponent that refuses to take a step back, you have to work. I'm not worried for George Groves because I've seen fitness in his last fight. He's proven to me that he can do the 12 at a good pace. But Chudinov really is relentless.
Yeah, that tough fight against Edouard Goodneck. who's recovering at the moment, but in a serious way, and we wondered if that would affect George, who visited him, and obviously our wishes are with Edouard Goutenek, but it's a business, and as Groves said, he has to get on with it. He wants this elusive world title, but Chudinov wants it back. He wants to be a champion again and return to Russia with the prize. Trying to poke out the jab. Remember, he had almost 200 amateur wins, Chudinov. And bloodied, that left eye.
Just
looking
blinking.
a little worse, doesn't it?
Blinking there, Groves, that blood in the eye blinding him. Landing a nice counter punch on his back foot, Groves, but under pressure and soaking up some shots. As he's backed up, the eye troubling him, the blood's in the eye, and I think it's temporarily obscuring his vision. Chudinov can see that, and he will be trying to work on that.
Yeah, it's quite a nasty slash. Accidental head clash, so if it was to stop on that, it would go to the cards. Groves ahead for you.
Yeah, Groves ahead. I've been very impressed in round 2, 3 and 4 from Groves. His counter punching, his work rate, but I just feel the pressure. He's being forced to work, and when you're being forced to work, even in sparring, when somebody's coming for you and pushing you back, you feel the pressure more, you feel the pace more. So George Groves will need to draw on that every ounce of fitness he's got.
Good shot from Groves, and again, doubling it up. Bounces off Chudinov.
There's that counter right hand that I wanted to see from Groves tonight. Explosive right hand, nice body work as well, nice response. I think Chudinov's worked well, but counter punching from Groves has been exceptional.
Good shot from Chudinov. Back he comes. They swap right hands in an intense fight. Super stuff. Meanwhile, backstage, he said this morning, I'm a cool cat, and that's what he's been the last couple of weeks. Errol Spence Jr., he's been working out in Amir Khan's gym in Bolton, in Glyn Rose in Sheffield. He has really enjoyed being over. There's a very relaxed trainer in Derek James just behind him. And at ringside, he's in the house. Listen to that cheer. Prince Nassim Hamad. Surely the greatest fighter Sheffield's ever produced. In a long line of illustrious names like Errol Bomber Graham, Clinton Woods, Ryan Rhodes, our own Johnny Nelson, Kell Brook, of course. But no one quite like Naz.
Naz was the very reason I took boxing back up after a couple of years out in the amateurs. He was my inspiration coming back. I mean, the Nassim Hamad nights, the excitement, it was just, it's not been matched since.
We'll be hearing from Naz later. Kell Brook's idol, and he has kept a close eye on the Special Ones career. Lovely right hands from George Groves at the beginning of the 6th. The accuracy, pinpoint from the Hammersmith fighter tonight, and the desire and determination, and Chudinov just beginning to ship these. Standing strong, but he can't keep taking them. And George Groves is really going for it here to body and to head. Big moments here for Groves, and Chudinov's got to suck it up. He's going to have to throw back here. Steve Gray taking a close look, and George Groves.
Really good work here from George Groves. Chudinov in desperate trouble there, but hanging in.
So close. A minute 50 left in the round, and Groves has got his dream! Finally, he becomes a world champion! St. George thrills the Sheffield fans and becomes the world super middleweight champion after the most arduous and watchable of journeys, and there's tears from George Groves. The emotions. Carl Froch has put his microphone down, he's on his feet, and he's applauding. Look at that! That's what his boxing is all about. It really is. Your heart goes to Errol Chudinov, who put a really great battle on It was a terrific fight while it lasted. But if there's sentiment in this sport, George Groves deserves this moment. He is a world champion, and he can say that forever.
You know what, you've got to give George Groves every ounce of credit there. What a performance. I mean, he was under relentless pressure there from Chudinov, from round 1 right through there to round 6. And, you know, the pressure, he saw he hurt Chudinov, and he went for the kill. He tasted blood, and he went for the finish. And that's what I like to see in fighters. And we see moments of the old George Groves there early on in his career, the tenacity, you know, the strength, the willpower, the explosive counter-punching. We saw it all. And even when he was on his back foot in a little bit of trouble and taking a few shots, he kept the belief, he gritted his teeth, and that there really was a grandstand finish.
I'm not sure they were Shane McGuigan's tactics, but you know what? Out of the window, what a fire fest. And what accuracy and power from George Groves. Fedor Chudinov so brave to keep taking those punches, but a good, well-timed stoppage, and Groves is a super middleweight champion. And I wonder if a big fight with another rival, James DeGale, is on the cards for the coming months.
Well, that's one that I'd certainly, I'm sure, many boxing fans would like to see, because, you know, James DeGale, we know about James DeGale, we know what he's got, we know what he's done. And now Groves is seemingly back to his old best, looking really impressive here. It was the right hand that we saw earlier on the replays that started the trouble for Chudinov. And the referee there, I mean, I don't think Chudinov was going to fall over because he's so tough, so durable, and so determined and fit. But the referee could not allow this to go on, because these shots look so dangerous. He was just taking there, sitting.
He wasn't throwing back, was he?
He wasn't throwing back, and he was just taking clean, accurate shots from Groves, who was not going to take his foot off the gas. We see here right uppercut, right hook landing there, clean. There's that right hook again. I know that right hook only too well, but look at that right hook going in again. The referee really given no choice. Fantastic from George Groves.
Heartbreak for Fedor Chudinov. Celebrations for George Groves. Duncan Ross, Dean Baker, Nisse Sauerland, Kalle Sauerland, the team that's been around him, and Shane McGuigan deserves huge credit as well for their relationship. But this is a long process, and Adam Booth just behind us should take his part, his share in it as well, because it's been an extraordinary journey. Some thought he'd never do it. Tonight, George Groves becomes a world champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Gray steps in and calls a halt to this contest. The official time, 1 minute, 14 seconds, round number 6. The winner by TKO, and new WBA super middleweight champion of the world from Hammersmith, London, England, St. George Groves.
Respect between the Warriors and the teams. That will mean everything to George and his young family and everybody that stuck with him and believed that it would happen. Kell Brook 1, controversial stoppage. Kell Brook 2, he had to pick himself up off that bad knockout with 80,000 at Wembley. Badou Jack so close in Vegas. Finally, at the 4th time, just like Frank Bruno did it at the 4th time, George Groves gets it right. His night, and what a fight, and what a stage to do it. Let's get over to Andy to hear from a delighted victor.
George Groves, I'm sure you would have dreamt of this moment. You've now achieved that dream. You're world champion. Put it into words for us.
First of all, Andy, I'd like to apologise to you personally for the short answers yesterday at the weigh-in. I was a little bit too eager to fight by then, and right now I've done my utmost to not think about what happens after the fight. I'm usually a character who likes to be semi-well rehearsed, but this time I've got no words. It's a lifetime's work achieved. I'm over the moon. I want to thank everyone who's made this happen. Shane McGuigan, who has just resurrected my career, so to speak. And now I'm mature enough to admit that, you know, he brings the best out of me. And now I feel that I am the best of the division. I'm willing and happy and able to fight anyone. What a tremendous atmosphere tonight here. I generally didn't know what to expect. As I say, I've been booed a couple of times in the past, but what a wonderful crowd, showed me so much respect. Thank you. So, I'm so over the moon.
50 seconds of unanswered punches at the end. Just explain that raw outpouring of emotion when finally the ref waved it off.
Well, I thought I was in there with my mate Frotchy down there for a sec. I kept hitting him and I was thinking, oh no, I've met another one of these fellas, I can't get rid of him. So, no, in the end, I would have carried on punching till everyone had left and had kicked me out. I wasn't going to let this belt slip. I was hurting him to the body early. He was catching me around the back of the head from the start. Really deceivingly long arms. Caught me with some good right hooks. We knew he threw them well. One actually stung quite a bit. But I found my feet. It's been a long, hard road here. 3 years in the making. I can put those losses to bed now, I feel. Get on with my life. And hopefully now go on to even better things.
So many ups and downs, so many twists and turns in your career, they could write a book. Were there times and dark times where you thought this wouldn't happen?
Many, many dark times. And there was a period in this fight where they asked me difficult questions before, and I'm dedicating this fight to a previous opponent, Eddie Goodneck, who is still not well from our fight in November. And when I was landing those big shots, I got to admit, I wanted to turn to the ref, turn to his corner and say, this guy's tough, how many more do I need to hit him with? But I'd like to dedicate this to him because he's on my mind all the time. I lie when I say he's not. I hope he makes a recovery. With me and my family, we pray for him every day. And it's a cruel sport, but I'm just so thankful for this.
Well said. Let me take you back to the start of the fight. You came out so fast. Shane McGuigan said in the corner, you could make this easy. How much of that was the game plan or how much of that was nerves?
Both. Wanted to start quick, just try and stamp my authority on the fight. Chudinov's got that style that can, you know, he can break your heart. He can keep coming. He can keep building momentum. So I wanted to take that away early. We knew we'd find the body, and I wanted to find a home for the right hands over the top. I didn't want to give away too many shots. I think that was where the frustration was coming from Shane. I was lingering too long, getting hit with too many shots. But he's a powerful guy, strong guy. And I'm just glad that the shot started landing. I started having an effect and got rid of him.
Who do you want to fight now? You've got the stage to call out who you want. You're going to have a target on your back as well because you're champion of the world. But who do you want to fight? Where do you want to go?
Who wants to fight me? I'm sick and tired of chasing people. I'm sure there's plenty of people that want to have a crack at me now. And we'll see what's occurring. I'm really looking forward to seeing Callum Smith win a WBC belt. Truly believe he's going to do that. My old buddy James, when he's back healthy, he's got the IBF. Maybe even Paul Smith might pick up a world title, or maybe me and him can do it again. But right now, I'm just going to savour my win, spend some quality time with my family, and celebrate with my wonderful team.
Let's grab a word with your promoter, Kalle Sauerland. Kalle, you've been there when it hasn't gone George's way. It's gone George's way tonight. You must be very proud as well from a promotional point of view.
I'm actually half speechless, which is rare for a promoter, but it's been an emotional journey. Ups and downs, that's boxing, that's sport. But you know what? This man's a real fighter. Forget the training, forget everything else. He was born a fighter, and tonight he showed it. Hats off to Chudinov. 98% of boxers on this planet wouldn't take 50% of those punches, 10% of those punches. He laid it on, and there was no stopping George tonight. We knew that in the locker room. I said to him, go out, you know, enjoy it, and enjoy it he did.
Shane, you got a big smile on your face. I quote you to George. I said, you can make this easy, you said. Yeah. How proud of George are you tonight? And just talk us through the game plan and the tactics, and if he executed them.
Well, no, he didn't execute the tactics in the first 2 rounds. Chudinov had a game plan to shut George down, and you could see, you know, he was effective at it, but he couldn't sustain it. And everyone says that he hasn't got the stamina, he hasn't got the strength to go out and stretch, and he proved that tonight. He dug in, he bit down on the gum shield. He's a world-class fighter, and now he's proved it. He's fourth time the charm, and he's there. He's world champion.
Looking forward now, can you formulate a game plan for George to take on the likes of Callum Smith, James DeGale, and emerge victorious from all of those contests?
No disrespect to Callum and James, this is George's moment. He's a world champion tonight. I don't want to talk about it. We want to celebrate and embrace. He's done what he set out to do in the 4th try, and I'm super proud of him. It's been an amazing journey, and I'm so glad that I'm with him from now on.
George, final word to you, to everyone here. Like you said, you're in the home corner tonight for the first time in a world title fight, and you got a great reception. Everybody's very happy for you. Sum it up for us, please.
This is wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Speechless.
Enjoy the moment.